Good morning all, and a really warm welcome to Jack Stockens Improver class. It looks like we're very well attended today, a big number, so that's very encouraging. And welcome to anybody who's new to the class this morning, and a welcome to all the students that will come via replay. We love having them as well. Any problems? And I don't think we've had many IT issues or getting into the class issues for quite some time. But if you do, please just try using the welcome email and just coming back in that way. Or you can use the click here for support just above the little box where I'm speaking now. So without further ado, I'll welcome your teacher to the stage.
Morning.
Hello, how are you?
Well, on good form, I think, Franny. Yes, it's. I'm getting through January. We're nearly through January, which is always a difficult month here in England. It's cold, damp, grey, dark. What other adjectives can I use?
It's not very pleasant.
No, but then we've got February to get through. So at least the thing about February is that it's a bit closer to March and spring. Exactly. But no, we're doing okay, and bridge lessons are going along very well. So it's a perfect time to be playing and learning bridge.
Big class today.
Yes, we've got a good attendance, Franny, and one of those really useful reviews today where we go back over the last 5 or 6 weeks using the question and answer format.
That's putting it all together.
Yeah, really important, to take a step back rather than just, going on learning new things or covering things we've done before. So yes, looking forward to today's lesson as always.
Okay, well, I'll see you a bit later and enjoy.
See you on the other side.
Bye.
Thank you, Franny, for the intro. Let's get going. It's 9:31 UK time. Where are we? We're putting it all together. We're straight in there. Opening lead. Really important card, the opening lead, obviously. Quite often determines the fate of the contract. Opponents have bid competently to 4 spades. What's your best lead there, do you think? Actually, looking at the bidding, West would have made a takeout double with that, wouldn't they? Have you noticed that? 15 points. West would have made a takeout double. That's okay, Ellie. So well done. If you spotted that typo, West wouldn't pass. They'd double with that 15 points for takeout. And warm welcome to those watching in replay as well. Very much part of our class. I know many of you do watch in replay. And do post the odd question on the posting page if you have any queries about this lesson. Well, I think I need to give you very early on, actually, in today's lesson, the get out of jail free card. It's getting a little bit dog-eared now. But can I just tell you or remind you of the cardinal sin of leading against trump contracts is never, it's a strong word, never, lead away from an ace. So never lead a suit headed by an ace. So I'm going to give you a lifeline to change your answer. So actually the worst lead on this hand would be the Queen of Diamonds, or the Jack, or the 2. Because quite often, or sometimes, you'll find declare or dummy with a singleton King of Diamonds. You'll never make your ace. But also, if declare has got the King of Diamonds, you're giving them a free trick. So I think we need to use the expression, if in doubt, trump about. Yes, obviously, if you've got the ace King of Diamonds, that becomes Jack's favorite lead. That's brilliant, but no, not otherwise. So I'm glad we've got off to a good start. Well, most of us, but no, I'm glad we've, covered this now, because far more important to make the mistake here than doing it at the bridge table when you're playing in a duplicate or something. No, if in doubt, trump about. A trump can be a very useful lead. It doesn't give, it doesn't get you anywhere. But as I was saying to one of my bridge partners last week, a lot of defense is about being passive, not giving a trick away. That's why defense is so difficult, because you've got to choose when to become passive or when to be active to go on the attack. Vivian's got a question. Yes, you don't need to lead a doubleton when it's trumps, Vivian. So the 2 is the correct card. Yes, you don't signal in the trump suit because there's no point. You signal in other suits because you might be getting a ruff. But no, you lead a low card always in the trump suit. That clears that up as well. Yeah, I don't really like leading a singleton trump, Jill. No, not particularly. I try and avoid that if I possibly can. We do lessons on defense, Eater. Yeah, especially on the intermediate. We do on this with the improvers as well, but we do with the intermediates on a Monday. Look out for those at 9:30. We do defensive lessons. Right, I've opened a heart. And we do leading lessons too, Eater. Yes, no, we do. Tricky opening leads. Have a look through the replay library, Eater. You'll see some there, either from the intermediates or the improver class. Right, you've got a 6-card space. What's your best bid here after a 1-heart opener? So I'm glad we've cleared that one up about never lead away from an ace, because that's an automatic 5-year sentence in bridge prison. Yeah, there's 2 cardinal sins. You get 5 years for leading away from an ace in a trump contract. You also get 5 years for overcalling on a 4-card suit. Those carry maximum sentences in the overcrowded bridge prison. We're bidding here. Can I just remind you about the weak jump overcall? Is this suitable for what we call a weak jump overcall? That's the whole idea of these question and answer, putting it together lessons to bring into play the slightly more difficult aspects of the last 5-6 weeks. Sarah M, yes, a weak jump overcall. Well, we'll find out what it is in a minute. Are we ready? I think so. I've had enough answers. A weak jump overcall is that. A normal overcall is 1 spade, but that's okay to bid 1 spade here, but far more disruptive to the opponents to bid 2 spades here. Imagine how much more difficult that is now for West to find a bid. So a weak jump overcall, as I say, they're decent 6-card suit, couple of honours, and 5 to 10 points. Don't have to alert it because it's a natural bid. Yeah, perfect. Just like a week 2 opener, really. Here's another one for you. They're coming thick and thin today. Thick and thin, thick and fast. 1 heart by me. You've bid 2 clubs. Can't support the hearts just yet. I've come back 2 diamonds. You would need to use the stop card, Caroline. It's a bridge club, yes, if you jump around a bidding. Yeah, the opponents like it if you do that. They occasionally tell you off if you don't. Some battle axe will tell you off and not call the director, but just maybe give you a hard time if you don't use your stop card. Yes, so what's your best bid here? 11 points. The key thing is, have you got a fit? Always the first thing I think about. Can we tick that box? We've been doing that for the beginners recently at 11 o'clock on a Wednesday. I've shown you 5 hearts and 4 diamonds. And then the next thing to think about is which level you go to. Do you bid 2 hearts? Here it is, look, never far away. Or 3 hearts? Or 4 hearts? They all show different point count. Choose your level. 2, 3, or 4. What do you think if you're watching in replay? Definitely got a fit, so you must support the hearts. And well done if first time round you bid to 3 hearts there. But it's a forcing bid. We did that forcing lesson, I think, last week. 3 hearts here, 10 to 12 points, and precisely 3 cards. It won't be 4 because you'd have supported hearts straight away. So a descriptive bid there. Why not no trumps, Janice? Because we have a fit in hearts. Yes, we're much better off in hearts. And also, partner can trump diamonds in dummy. So yes, we are better in hearts here. Good question from Janice there. Let's move on to our first hand on BBO. Let's put the theory into practice. Ooh, nice hand there. What do we open? 7, 8, 12, 15, 20 points. Well, I think we're all going to open 2 no trumps. And not necessarily, Sally AD. You might have had 9 points and a 5-card suit for your 2-club bid, yeah? Or you might have had 8 points and a 6-card club suit, passing the rule of 14. So, no, not guaranteeing 10 points there. That's why you do need to jump. 2 hearts there would only show 6 to 9 points. Just to clear that one up. What does North reply? 4 points, if anything? I'm glad Edith's reminded me she's from Galway, because my memory for geography is not great. In fact, one of those people who, when I open a Google map and I'm trying to walk somewhere, I always walk in the wrong direction. Do you do that as well? Suddenly my 5-minute journeys become 8 minutes. I can't understand why. So frustrating. But I do like, yeah, though Patricia's with me on that one. Right, what do we do? Well, I must say, 0 to 3 you pass. 4 points or more, you must do something. Just 1 or 2 of you passing there. That would be wrong. 0 to 3 you pass. You take the average of 20 to 22, which is 21. So assume 21, you must bid with 4 points. And well done if you remembered, most of you did bid Stamen. Good. 3 heart response, so I'm sure you're going to do that. What next for North? Yeah, bid the cheapest of the 2 4 cards there. Not 3 spades, by the way. Now for North. Three no trump, good. And anything more for South as opener? Morning, Chris S. Patricia B, Philippa, Penn. Said hello to Ita. Katrine's on board. Pam. Tony's bidding 4 spades. Ellie. Many of our regulars here this morning. Richard. Angela, Sally AD, Joe, all bidding 4 spades. Judy's with us. I hope you sorted out the 1 major, 2 major now, Judy. There is a specific lesson on that. Right, and we have been doing a bit on opening lead recently. What opening lead would you make? 2 4 spades. Yes, we did tricky opening leads on the 15th of October, Ita, just so you know. Janice, it's nearly always better to be in the 4-4 major fit. Look how weak we are in diamonds and clubs. Much better in 4 spades here than 3 no trump. Generally, nearly always, not always, better to play in the 8-card major fit. And no, Mike and Irene, one of our double acts, to use Stamen, they must have a 4-card major. So they clearly haven't got 4 hearts. North must have 4 spades, 100%. Oh, South. No, South knows, Mike and Irene, that North has 4 spades. So South has 4 spades, so they have a fit. If South had 3 spades or less, they'd have passed 3 no trumps. What are we leading? 7 of diamonds is by far the best lead here. There's no good lead here. I wouldn't lead a trump. It's very dangerous from Queen XX. I would never do that. Lead from Queen XX. Just gives a trick away here to the Jack, look. Suddenly declares going to make the contract with ease. No, don't lead from an honor card. Lead from 3 small cards or 2 small cards, but don't lead from an honor when you're leading trumps. Useful tip, that one. So here, never lead from an ace. I think we've learned from our mistakes earlier. The Queen of Clubs would be the worst lead here. It would give a massive trick away to declare as king. And with it, the contract. Now we've got our work cut out. What card do we play from declarer's hand at trick 2? No, we don't have a headline, Mud, Richard. No, Mud wouldn't take up a whole lesson. It only takes up 5 minutes. But it's on tricky opening leads, which I think we said was 15th of October for improvers, Richard, in the replay library. You can search leads on the LBO website. Well, there's no need to void dummy just yet, actually. No, because I'm glad you're thinking of voiding dummy, but when you got 4 forfeits, you can draw the trumps first, unless they divide 4-1. So over to the king. And don't look at the east-west cards. It won't help you. In fact, it'll probably hinder you. Which spade should we play now from our own hand? Lisa and Den are asking, do you always play an honor with Doubleton holding in dummy? Not necessarily, Lisa and Den, no. Mostly, 2/3 of the time, but there will be exceptions, as there often is in this game. But generally, in no trumps, if it's Queen X, King X in dummy, Jack X, you would play it, as a general rule. Good, well, we should finesse here. Remember the rhyme. 8 ever, 9 never, when you're missing the queen. People often remember the rhyme, they forget what it's to do with. So bad luck, the finesse loses here. And what do we do next as West, do you think, defending? We are playing trumps from dummy, Chris. We are taking the finesse. That's the only way you can finesse here, playing king first, then low to the jack. That's the way to finesse here. Our only hope was that East had the Queen of Spades, 50-50. Yes, I'd continue with a diamond now, Brian. I agree with you. Middle up, down. Or a trump. I don't mind a trump there. Let's say a heart comes back. Another heart. That's doing pretty well. We can draw the last trump, look. That's why there was no rush to create a void in dummy, because we're still left with a trump left. If we'd have had 2 diamonds to trump in dummy, then we would have done that first, because we'd have needed, 2 trumps left in dummy. But we only need to trump 1 diamond in dummy, so we could afford to draw the trumps, as long as they divide 3-2. What are we up to? Roughing. Which card do we play next from the dummy? Given that this is our last time in dummy, by the way. Morning, Paul and Suzanne. Ooh, one of our newer double acts, I think. Mike and Irene have been here for quite a while. Brian's with us. Good morning, Jill H. Janice, of course. This is your last time in dummy, so you do need to take the club finesse. It's 50-50, isn't it? If East has the ace of clubs, we're going to win. If not, there. Clubs or hearts, Philippa? It was a guess. And the clubs aren't going to run away, you see. There was no rush to play clubs as East. The club winners aren't going to run away. So a heart or a club would have been fine back then. But unfortunately, we lose to the ace. Cash the queen of clubs. And we're going to be 2 down, actually, I think. 1 down. Yeah, 2 down. Yes, the opponent's got. But everything was wrong for us. It was the right contract. Don't think that because we went 2 down, it was the wrong contract. West and East defended well. And everything was wrong for declare. The spade finesse was wrong. The heart finesse was wrong. And the club finesse was wrong. If 2 of those 3 finesses had been right, we'd have made 4 spades. Or if they defended badly. Queen of clubs would have given us the contract on a plate. 3 no trumps wouldn't have worked either, Caroline. No. No. We're weak in clubs and diamonds. 3 no trumps might have been worse. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, be at least 2 off on best defense. Right, let's go back to the classroom for more question and answer. Yeah, let's be greedy and optimistic, which is a good thing to be in bridge. Not necessarily real life. How do we play that combination? You can be in declarer or dummy's hand, but clearly you want to be with declarer. So either way, yes, low, we're going to take the deep finesse here. Low to the 10. Or 9 or 8. I tend to play the higher card. And then when that wins, come back to hand and play a low one to the 9. And then come back to hand again. So 3 winning finesses, and you will, on that favourable layout, pick out all the hearts. Yeah, I mean, if the king jack is with East, you always lose 2 tricks. But well done, the deep finesse there. Basically, with ace, queen, 10, opposite 3 small cards, it'll always be right to play to the 10. Of course, it won't always win, but it will do when the king and the jack are there, which is roughly about a 25% chance. But bridge is all about playing with the odds. I've opened 1, no trump. Do you bid anything with that? How are you getting on in replay? Getting most of these answers right? It's good to get some wrong, actually. That's the learning experience. I'm sure that you won't have got them all right. Just a quick reminder that you can do a transfer with 0 points. Nil point. Excuse my French accent. Nil point. I'll say it again. So Stayman, you need 11 or more points. Transfers you can do with 0. It's just like a weak takeout. So you can change your answers. 1 or 2 of you have. No names mentioned. Double act. Anthony, yes, I'll give you a get out of jail free for your loyalty to our bridge holidays. Phil H is on board. Morning, Phil H. It's a valuable lesson, Phil H, you just learned there. Like one of my aces I served up at tennis on Saturday. You weren't there to witness them. There you go, look. 2 diamonds transfer. Hopefully you all play transfers now. Definitely should do. We have done the lesson. But transfer, that's a good lesson learned. 0 plus. Better that partner plays his hand in 2 hearts. But you definitely need to do a weak takeout, via the transfer. You don't want to leave partner in 1 no trump. They would thank you for the dummy, but through gritted teeth. They'd be thinking, why on earth didn't you bid 2 diamonds transfer? Good, so that's a good lesson learned. I always transfer 5 card major, 0 plus points. So it's known as a red suit transfer, what we teach, Joe, yeah. But for 2 diamonds and 2 hearts are red suit transfers, yeah. No, don't have to have any quality, Jill. 5 to the 9. North on a good day might have 3 or 4 hearts for you. You've got to fit. Even more important to bid 2, yes. And if East, hang on a second, just before we leave this slide, because it's an instructive slide, what would you have done if East had doubled 1 no trump? Correct, Ellie. That's why they've got 2, 3, 4, or even 5 hearts. What would you do if East doubled 1 no trump for penalties? Some of you might do a wriggle, pens wriggling, but more the wriggles for the intermediates, slightly more experience on a Monday. But if you're not wriggling, some of you will have a wriggle up your sleeve. So worth just... Well done, Nita. Yes, you've reminded me. No convention after intervention. So you would bid 2 hearts if East doubled. Natural, showing 5 cards. No convention after intervention, correct. Well done. Well, that's the instructive slide, that. Can you find me a lead from this? Doing a bit of practice on leads this morning. Sharpening up your leads. I love the opening lead. It's so satisfying when it goes well. What's your opening lead here? To 4 spades. Yes, double's definitely intervention, Ellie, yes. Yeah, a double or an overcall. But that rhyme only applies to 1 no trump opening, by the way. No convention after intervention. And well done, we're doing well. Yeah, mod lead is an average lead, but it's better than giving a trick away. Definitely don't lead the 2 of spades here. That's extremely dangerous. I think some of you did on a previous slide. So with that, I think we've learned a lot already. We're not even halfway through the lesson. So let's go back to BBO. But they are very instructive, these putting all together. Now, Judy, I think it's just called the 3-card major raise, Judy. Yeah, search for it in the library. The 3-card major raise, either with the intermediates or the improver library, Judy. Right, where are we? It's a 1 club opening. And what number of hearts would you bid with these? They've got 7 of them. It's a very useful lesson, that, Judy, yeah. It's called the 3-card major raise. If you like, Judy, send me an email and I'll email you the notes if you can't find it. jack@yorkshirebridge.com. So 3 hearts it is, like an opening 3 hearts. South passes. West passes. Back to north. 7, 8, 10, 16 points. Yes, 3 hearts. A good 7-card suit's worth 3 hearts there. Anything more for north as opener? Morning, Lizzie H. Tim's doubling for takeout. Oh, Beetle is on board. Morning, Beetle. Beetle likes to swim in the North Sea. They need 4 card early to support clubs. They're only promising 4 clubs, remember. North is only promising 4 clubs. They don't want to bid 4 clubs with only 3 card support. Yeah. Well, it's a bid that improvers do sometimes forget to use. Look how shiny my student's double card is. Far more flexible than bidding 3 spades. And South. SOS fill, exactly. Short in hearts, opening hand. No, weak jump over call here would be a 6 card suit hand. This is a preemptive jump over call. Like an opening 3 bid. Double's more flexible, Judy. They're just bidding 3 spades. Also, doubling for takeouts better because South could pass if they have good holding in hearts. Double is so much more flexible here. If South had length in hearts, they'd leave the double in. Can I just remind you of something? That after a takeout double, you should jump with 9 or more points to show your point count. So a get out jail free, should we just use it? So remember that after a takeout double, because literally if you bid 3 spades here, which is wrong, you might have 0 points. And South and North would pass. So with 9 or more points, remember 0 to 8, you bid at the lower level. 9 plus you jump to show your point count. I'd be expecting North to have 4 spades here for their takeout double. They might only have 3, in which case I don't mind being in the old 4-3 fit occasionally. I'm sure you're all going to lead your partner's suit. Top of a doubleton. Right, well, thinking about this, just wondering whether to draw trumps. I'm just going to bring up the bidding because that's useful. East has got 7 hearts. I do that once or twice when I'm playing the hand, just to occasionally remind me of the bidding. Right, okay. What card does East play at trick? At trick 1. Which one does East play? Third player. Next week, what have we got for you? Oh, very instructive and fun next week. It's the BBO tournament, which we do every 2 months, beginning of each month. So BBO live tournament next week for you. And for the more experienced members of this class, on Monday at 9:30, we're talking about duplicate strategy, slam bidding. So it's a fun lesson, if not a hard one, on slam bidding when you're playing duplicate. But most of you will be able to come along to that. Well, you all come along if you want. Some of you might find it quite hard. So we overtake with the king with a singleton dummy because we need to take control of the defense, don't we? And it's not going to cost anything. Notice we overtake with the king, not with the ace. Cheaper of touching on as the third player. And of course we zoom back the 9. That's why we overtook. Good. And which one do we play as declarer? Yeah, so plenty of excitements next week. Got the BBO tournament in a week's time, which is always instructive and fun. And then Monday, duplicate pairs tactics, which slams to bid, when to bid slam, etc. So that's always a fun lesson on slam bidding, 9:30. But come and join us, very friendly, the intermediates. Ooh, hang on a second. Why has East overtaken with a king of hearts and switched to a club rather quickly? I think you must win it. If you don't, correct, Phil, they win with a king and send a club back and you'll be defeated. Also, when you preempt showing a 7-card suit, you're 4 to 1 on that you've got a singleton. Okay, so that's a good start. No, Richard, well, I said you jump when responding to partner's takeout double with 9+ points. So 1 club double pass, I would jump to 2 hearts with 9+ points after their takeout double. Okay. 0 to 8 with your suit at the lowest level. What do we do now, everyone? Do we play trumps? Do we trump hearts in dummy? We're not going to do anything else. What do you think? Well, actually, the heart roughs can wait, to be quite honest with you. And we can actually make extra tricks from our gold dust here, the clubs. So we're not going to rough hearts in dummy, no. We're going to play a spade to the ace. And we're going to play, well, we get the bad news. Trumps are 4-1. So what do we do next, do you think? Which card should we play from our own hand? We've drawn 2 rounds of trumps. We've got the bad news of the 4-1 split. Do we continue trumps or hearts or clubs or diamonds? I'm going to give you a clue because I'm in a good mood. Why am I in a good mood? Well, it's halfway through the week. Maybe that's a reason to be in a good mood. Can I just say 2 words to you? Gold, dust. Or is it 1 word? I don't know, I can't be bothered to look. But actually clubs, everyone, because we know that the clubs are with these. Right, what does West return now, having won the king of clubs? And they're right to play the king of clubs, actually, because South might have had a doubleton. A trump, good. Doing the old 2 for 1. What card do we play next from the dummy? Quite instructive hand, this one. It is used in replay, by the way. So this is one you can play yourselves this afternoon. Or anytime you want, to be honest with you. I think you know how to download it from the website, the LBO website, where you access the replay. You just press the play button to get started, and then you press the next button to see how it should be played out. Jack of diamonds is a good one. Yes, well done. Overtaking with the queen. And now we're back on with the clubs. Look how lucrative this club suit is. And now 2 club winners to get rid of the losing hearts. Look, the gold dust strikes again. They'll probably rough in now. All they can do is give us a diamond. And we're going to make the rest. Tricky hand to play that, wasn't it? Especially with the 4-1 trump break and the accurate defense. Tricky hand to bid to as well, actually. 4 spades. We did well with the bidding. So basically, we did well with the bidding and we did well with the play. So congratulations all around. Back to this classroom. I've opened a club. What number of hearts do you bid there with 7 of them? 6 points. So there we go. Yes, all bidding 3 hearts. So that's a double jump. So it's not a weak jump overcall. It's a double jump, a preemptive jump overcall, if you like. Good. I've opened a heart. You bid 1 spade. 3 hearts for me. Jumping. Anything more for you as South? Yes, Mary D. Good question for Mary D on that previous slide. If they'd opened a spade, I'd still jump to 3 hearts. A weak jump overcall this time, yeah. Basically, weak jump overcalls at the 3 level are often 7 card suits over 1 spade. Good question from Mary. Is 3 hearts forcing? I think 1 or 2 of you are a bit confused by bidding 3 spades or 4 spades. No. You've bid 1 spade. This is your hand as South. I'm North and I've bid hearts twice. 1 or 2 of you are a bit confused with the spades. Easy to get confused in this game. That's why I'm so busy. So basically, you're left with a decision either to pass or bid 4 hearts. Now, partner's got 16 or more points, but it's non-forcing, Mary D. So very much I would definitely pass. Minimum hand. Pretty grotty. Partner might only have 16 points. Yeah, kind of 16 to 18. Okay, how would you play this suit combination? A lesson we did a few weeks ago. You shouldn't be counting losers though, Anita, no. On that passed hand, don't count losers because it's a balanced hand. That would be wrong. Just do it on point count, purely. Losing trick count only for unbalanced hands when you've got 4 card support. Right, how do we play this one? The word, yeah. So we play for the drop, don't we? Ace King. Yeah. Good. Let's jump on to hand 3 on BBO. So 1 spade opening. And what does North bid with 7? Ooh, how many points we got? 6, 7, 10, 16 points. Just 2 clubs here. Yeah, longer suit at lowest level. Yeah, no need to rush into slam just yet, Ellie. Partner might only have 12 points. Yeah, keep the bidding nice and steady with 2 clubs here. A 2 no trump bid, by the way. A takes the bidding too high, and B only chose 10 to 12 points. And what's South's rebid? 16 points. Yes, you'd be wrong to be thinking of slam so soon, Ellie. I think just bid a nice 2 clubs and see what South's rebid is to describe their hand. And well done. They jumped to 3 spades to show 16 plus. Some of my beginners forget to do that. And now North with their 16 count. Now they get excited and bid 4 no trump. So it's normal Blackwood with the improvers. What's the response? We do Roman keycard Blackwood with the intermediates on Monday. Normal Blackwood on a Wednesday. If you ever want to learn Roman keycard Blackwood, it is one of our lessons on Monday at some point. Not sure when we're next doing it. It might be in the replay library. Quite tricky Roman keycard Blackwood. Right, so we got 1, 2, 3 aces is 5 spades. That's enough for North to bid the slam. Six spades it is. 10 of hearts lead, plan the play. As you know, I like to count, never play too quickly at trick 1. As you know, I like to count losers. I'd say possibly 3 losers actually, Ita. I would. 2 diamonds and possibly a club. But certainly one of them can go away. Can't they? One of the losers can disappear. It's all going to be down to how we play the club suit here, by the way. But we'll come on to that later. No point playing the queen here. What would you do next at trick 2? Which card should we play from Declarer? Probably the ace, because I do want to finish up in dummy if trumps the 3-1. Which they are. More likely to be 3-1 than 2-2, by the way. Okay, now which card do we have? So we've drawn trumps, ending in dummy, which is where we want to be. Which card do we play now? Judy's asking, when would you go on and bid for 5 no trumps for kings? Only really, Judy, when I'm interested in the Grand Slam. I wouldn't necessarily do it just because I've got all 4 aces. No, you really got to be looking for a Grand Slam, so you've got to have a mega hand. So we cash the king of hearts, yes. Throwing a diamond. Now we clearly play a club. But here we go. We've reached a kind of critical point in the hand. What do we play now? Do we finesse with the 10? Or do we play ace-king? The advantage of those playing in replay is you can press the pause button. Make yourself a cup of tea. Quite tricky. But you have reached the point of no return. Well, let's just see what happens, because many of you might finesse here if you make the mistake of finessing the club. Look, you lose to the queen, which is fine. Then they come back a diamond, right, which they would, and you can't afford to finesse, so you're going to go down. So you play the ace. But look what's happened. The club suit is now irretrievably blocked. You can never get to the jack of clubs in dummy. 1 down. Bad luck. So it was a tricky play to make. Let's go back in time because I'm the boss and I'm allowed to do that. So we're going to go back in time. It is tricky to do, so don't beat yourself up if you got this one wrong. But you actually need to play the ace of clubs here, followed by the king. Then lose a club to the queen. And now you see the clubs are unblocked. They'll still come back a diamond. You still win with the ace, but look, the jack of clubs isn't blocked. It's quite difficult, very difficult actually. So don't be upset if you got that one wrong. Now the diamond goes away, and we got 3 trump winners to claim. 980. Yeah, there's a blockage problem there with entries to dummy. Right. Let's go back to the classroom. Certainly this has been a power hour, hasn't it? Well, it will have been a power hour in 10 minutes' time. Okay, so just practicing our transfers we did a few weeks ago. So one no trump, you've transferred 0 to unlimited points. I've come back 2 spades. What's your rebid now with 13? After I've completed the transfer. The initial transfer is quite easy. It's the second bid that's more difficult. So that's your hand as south. Yeah, so some of you bidding 4 spades, some of you bidding 3 no trumps. Should we have a look at the answer? If you're bidding if you're watching in replay, you a 4 spade person or 3 no trump? Definitely 3 no trump. Well done, you got that right. Partner's not showing any spade support. A jump to 4 spades here, which quite a few of you did, would show a 6-card suit. Phil, the prison van has already got your name on it, on the front row seat. Bashir's just revving it up now. At least you're on the front row seat. You won't get car sick. Or should we say van sick? Yeah, so people do get this one wrong. 3 no trump here shows precisely 5 spades and 13 plus points. Good. To bid 4 spades here shows a 6-card suit. Game going. 3 spades also shows a 6-card suit. Invitation to game. That's right, Anne. That's why we're bidding 3 no trump, because North is not guaranteeing spade support. That's the full hand look. And then because North has got 3 cards in spades, they correct to 4 spades. 3 no trumps would be down on the heart lead. Okay, 2 club opener by me. You've got a Yarborough, 2 diamonds. Oh, morning, Nick. Nice to welcome you to the chat box. Oh, you knew. You've got 2 diamonds, waiting bid. 2 heart from me. Anything more for you, a south? Or not? It's a true Yarborough. No card higher than a 9. Morning, Pen. I said hello to Pen. I think I said hello to most of you. Don't be upset if I haven't said hello to everyone. I might have missed 1 or 2 of you out. I do try and do the rounds. Oh, Mike and Irene, of course, one of our double acts. Hello, Pen. Janice is passing. 1 or 2 of you passing, most of you bidding. But yes, you must keep bidding. Don't mind 2 no trumps as a second negative. Slightly prefer 2 spades with the 5-card suit. You can't pass, Anne. That's right. You have to keep going when partner bids 2 clubs and repeats the suit. Let's play hand 4. Just got time. Partner would get quite cross, LES. It's game forcing an ETS when you open 2 clubs and repeat a suit. It depends who your partner is, Ellie. But yes, they would deserve to be cross. But hopefully they wouldn't show it. Oh, Lisa and Den are on board, one of our double acts. Yes, I'd say, well, 0 to 3, Lisa and Den, really. It's a second negative. I prefer just to bid 2 spades there. What does North bid with their 14 points? 2 hearts. I'm even going to alert it, look. 2 spades to complete the transfer. Back to North. What's their rebit? I think we've learned 1 or 2 things on transfers this morning as well. Well, not learned, but reiterated, reinforced. It's that second bit that's not so easy with the transfer. So useful, the chat box, isn't it, to learn from. You can never do this in a face-to-face lesson. No one would dare put up their hand and offer an answer. 3 no trump. Some of you still bidding spades here, no? To bid spades again by North and promise 6-card suit. Think of it as repeating a suit showing 6 to remind you. And South, anything from South? And we, with 3 or 4 spades, correct to 4 spades, yeah. Opening lead. Yes, possibly 4 losers here, Eater, yeah. Got to be careful. Ten of diamonds. Middle up down doesn't apply if you've got an honour card like a 10. I prefer the 10 of diamonds here, by the way. It's top of sequence to a club. Muds, you know, only an average lead. Well, we might as well put the king on. Some people do lead from aces in your club. I bet you know who they are. I know who most of them are in my club. They could do with some bridge lessons, but they're not going to have any. They won't be told. Okay, so we're back in play. What do we do next? Well, it's definitely a hand to draw trump. So the heart finesse can wait. Which trump do we play from dummy? Ace or the 3? Or don't you think it matters? What would you do if you're watching in replay? Well, definitely right to play with a 3. What we're doing here is what we call retaining the finesse position of the ace 10. So the jack comes up here to the king. Continue with our spades. And without looking at the east-west, I know it's probably a bit late by now, just focus on north-south. But in all honesty, at the table, which card would you play, ace or the 10? Oh, thanks, LES, for your company. We'll see you next Wednesday for the live tournament. I know you enjoy those, along with many others, every 2 months. And we do one, by the way, with the intermediates every month. Well, this is the principle of restricted choice. If an honour has come up, the jack is twice as likely that the queen is now with the other player. Okay? 2 to 1. I mean, trumps are more likely to be 3-1 anyway, but it's principle of restricted choice. So very well done. We now draw the last trump. Finesse the heart. And claim the rest, don't we? All winners, aren't we? Yeah. We've done the hard work, which we claim. Good. So that's the principle of restricted choice. but you did well. You must retain the finesse position. It would have been a big mistake here to play the ace of spades. You'd have gone one down. Yes, it's not easy, Salier D. Just because their partner might have had two, Tim, they could have switched to a heart. Oh, sorry, they saw the dummy, yes. Sorry, Tim, yes, that was a mistake. I was getting confused. So, Tim, good point. Having won the two diamonds, he should have switched to the 10 of hearts, yeah. I was getting my dummy and my declarer confused, the wrong way around. So, good point from Tim. East should play 2 rounds of diamonds and then switch to a heart. It comes to the same thing. But yes, you were right to pick up on that one. Right, let's go back to the classroom to say goodbye. 10:30 UK time exactly. So that was good timing.
That was a fabulous lesson.
It was very much, Franny, thank you. It was very much a power hour today, wasn't it?
Yeah, it just reinforced some things that you may forget or try not to remember, but you need to remember.
Well, we looked at quite a few things, didn't we? We looked at transferring with 0 points.
That's right.
With a 5 cards, a few got that one wrong.
Right.
Doing a weak takeout. We looked at jumping after a takeout double to show 9 points or more, which was really informative as well. And of course, we looked quite a lot at if in doubt, trump about.
It's a great lesson for anyone who watches via replay too.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah, they can press the pause button, of course, at will. Just Pen, yes, I have received your email. I'll get back to you about Bosom on the 20th of Feb. That's fine.
Right.
Thank you, Anthony, saying, of course, so many thank yous. I can't thank all the thank yous, but there's a lot of thank yous down the side of the screen, Franny.
Yeah, it's a really big class. So I think a lot of people may want to have a look at that on replay themselves.
Yes, there was so much in there. Yeah. But things we've done over the last 5 or 6 weeks. I'm just saying hello to Drew, who's saying thank you. Noreen, thank you. Noreen's thanking you as well, Franny.
Oh, that's nice. That's good.
So, Franny, I will let sleeping dogs lie. Ned looks fast asleep.
Ned's fast asleep, and Gloria's chosen to sleep in her little pod beside him, which he tolerates Gloria.
Right. Tolerates.
He tolerates her.
So Gloria's on the sofa as well, is she?
And Gloria's in a little pod there. Yes, she's asleep.
Just sit aside a little bit so we can see Gloria. Can you just go like that? Then we can see Gloria. Is Gloria behind you?
Gloria's in her bed. Look.
Oh, she's in her bed, yeah. Oh, there we go. Yes, I could. Yeah, we could just see Gloria. Yeah, okay. Well, Franny, listen, I better get ready.
Right. Well, we all say goodbye, and we know what's happening next week. That's going to be a good lesson.
Yes,
and
we've talked about that. If anyone in half an hour wants to join the beginners/improvers, we're doing opening, lead, and defence.
That'd be a good class.
Which will be useful. So if anyone wants to come and join that, obviously they're more than welcome.
All right. Well, we might see some of our students in that class as well. But until then, we'll say goodbye and till next week.
Thanks, everyone.